In several countries, the Labubu doll has been banned due to a series of horrifying incidents. In some cases, priests have even performed exorcisms on it. And now, countless people online are claiming that the Labubu doll is no ordinary toy, but a terrifying vessel for the ancient demon Pazuzu. This is the terrifying story of Shim. Shim lived in Shanghai, China with her dog Jimbo. She originally came from a small village, but after her father's death, she moved to the city to earn money for her mother and younger sister. Shim had a sweet and gentle personality. She worked in a toy shop, and she loved toys, especially dolls. Since she worked at the store, she often bought rare dolls at discounted prices. Her home was filled with unique dolls from all over the world. One day, her shop received a limited edition collection of Labubu dolls. The entire stock sold out immediately, but Shim had secretly set one aside for herself. This doll was different. It was golden in color, unlike the others, and had the cutest smile Shim had ever seen. Its bright blue eyes, shiny golden fur, long ears, and wide smile with big teeth were almost mesmerizing. Shim couldn't stop staring at it. She took the doll home, hugged it tightly, snapped countless pictures, and even introduced it to Jimbo as the newest member of her doll family. But unlike every other doll that made Jimbo wag his tail with joy, this time he reacted differently. He growled. He barked furiously at the golden Labubu doll. Shim thought he was just scared, so she placed the doll on her shelf and went to bed. That night, Jimbo refused to sleep beside her. Instead, he kept his eyes locked on the doll, and eventually ran out of the room. The next morning, as Shim prepared to leave for work, Jimbo barked again at the doll. He tugged at her jeans, trying to drag her back toward the shelf where it sat. Annoyed, Shim scolded him, locked him inside the bathroom, and left for the store. But that day was different. Shim, who was always kind and polite, suddenly snapped at her customers. She lost her temper, screamed at someone for no reason, and ended up arguing with her boss. Enraged, her boss fired her on the spot. Crying, confused and broken, Shim returned home. She opened the bathroom door. Jimbo rushed out, barking, but when he saw her tear-stained face, he stopped. His eyes filled with sadness, as if he too was crying with her. That night, Shim fell asleep early, but then she heard it. A laugh, a strange, sinister laugh she had never heard before. In the corner of her dark room, something was watching her. She sat up, looked closer. There was no one there, only the Labubu doll sitting on the shelf. Later that night, Shim had a terrifying dream. In the dream, a grotesque creature appeared, its body rotting, its skin blood red, its claws sharper than knives, its teeth long and jagged. Slowly, it crawled toward her and reached for her throat. Shim screamed, but the creature laughed louder. Then it lunged, tearing at her with its claws. She bolted awake, only to find the Labubu doll sitting on her chest. She shrieked in horror. Jimbo rushed in, and before Shim could even process what was happening, Jimbo sank his teeth into the doll, ripping it to shreds. Shim was drenched in sweat, her head pounding with unbearable pain. She tossed the broken pieces of the doll into the trash, hugged Jimbo tightly, and tried to sleep again. The next morning, the pain was worse. Her head throbbed violently, and her arms were covered in small red bumps, as if something had bitten her. Jimbo was gone. She searched the entire house, calling his name. No answer. Finally, she walked into the bathroom and froze. Her reflection. Her face was covered in more red bumps, and behind her, something stood. The same demonic figure from her dream. Its hands gripped her head tightly, squeezing, laughing maniacally. The pain in her skull grew sharper and sharper until everything went black. When Shim regained consciousness, the creature was gone. But on the bathroom shelf, the Labubu doll sat there, perfectly intact. Shim panicked. "Jimbo!" She ran outside, calling for him, but he was nowhere. When she returned inside, she saw it. The Labubu doll was now in the kitchen, its teeth and hands stained red. Shim opened the cabinet under the sink, and her heart shattered. Jimbo's lifeless body lay there, torn apart, blood dripping from brutal wounds, as though he had been ripped to pieces. Shim collapsed. She knew now, this was no ordinary doll. Desperate, she searched online, and what she found was chilling. All over the world, people reported the same thing. Their Labubu dolls were attacking them, biting them, ruining their lives, even causing deaths of their loved ones. Terrified, Shim decided to end it. She set the doll on fire, placed its ashes in a jar, and threw it away. That night, she called her younger sister, telling her everything. Shim believed it was finally over, but the next morning, Shim's body was discovered in her home, and lying beside her corpse was the Labubu doll, the very same doll, now in possession of one of her friends from the toy shop. Friends, if you enjoyed this story, subscribe to my channel Horror Echoz now, and keep watching true horror stories.